there, beautiful beings. Welcome to my sacred space. My name is Raven, and thank you so much for being here. This is going to be another one of my deck collection videos. I have decided to showcase all of the decks that I have in my collection, but since I have quite a lot, I decided to segregate them according to the publication. So I am finished with the big ones or with the others. This is going to be my video for my mixed publication decks. As you can see, we have quite a lot of decks to go through, so I would recommend that you get a tea, maybe some snacks, and once you're ready, we're going to start with the first deck. Alright, so we do have quite a lot of decks to go through, so I will try not to talk too much in each of the cards or the decks that I will feature. So we are starting with the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. This is by Amanda Ellis with paintings by Jane Delaford Taylor. This is how it looks like. I haven't really shown this deck here on my channel because I do have like a really close relationship with this deck, and initially I wanted to of course use this for clients and for readings on my channel, but I have decided to just use this for myself. So yeah, this is my Angel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. I'm just gonna go and give you a flip through of the guidebook. This is a really awesome guidebook. I have read this so many times. It is full color and it's beautiful. I love it. Now here are the cards. The cards, they have this gilding, golden edging, metallic, and it's very it's soft, but I don't think it's flimsy. It's not difficult to shuffle. It's very bendy, but it does snap back very easily as well. So yeah, here are the backings, and in the front you would have images, lovely paintings. It's by Jane Delaford Taylor. So that's how it looks like. Actually, you know what? It looks clear from here. However, if you're actually holding the cards, or if you're looking at it like face to face, it's not going to be as vibrant nor as crisp because these are actual paintings. So some of the images, this one looks really vibrant and clear in my camera. However, in real life, it's not really that vibrant, but I have grown to accept it because this is such a very supportive deck. It's fabulous. I love it. I have cried so many times doing readings from this deck. It's been very supportive, and I just have so many great things to say about this deck. It's so spot on and accurate, and I am truly grateful for this deck and my relationship with it. The energy is very loving, similar to Archangel Metatron's energy. I feel very comforted by this deck. So yeah, those are the images. They're landscape. This one reminds me of the Ace of Swords. Yeah, varying themes, I guess. That's the Metatron's bridge, but the keywords are phenomenal. They're very spot on with whatever, like all the cards that I would pull out whenever I would do a reading is very spot on. So this is like my personal deck that I love so much. So that is the Archangel Metatron Mastery or Self-Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis. Moving on to my next angel deck, this is the Archangel Oracle by Ambika Waters. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It has this kind of thick guidebook. It is just black and white, and it's just a regular paper. I'm fine with this. I got this deck not knowing what to expect, and so yeah, I guess I'm okay. I'm not really too particular with this deck anyway, so I use it whenever I would like to get some additional guidance for some of the readings that I do for myself. I think I've used this just once for my pick a card readings, but I'm usually using it for myself. I like this one because it's quite different from most of my angel decks. This is of course gilded as well, very pretty. It shuffles nicely. I don't have a problem shuffling this deck. I think it's gorgeous. The backing is very simple. It is glossy, and in the front you would have like the typical angel depictions. So they would have curly hair, they would have those robes, those wings, and I think I've explained several times in my channel before how angels don't really look like this. They are like balls of energy, and as described by Ezekiel, they are like balls of, like, contraptment. They do have different, but anyway, it depends on, you know, if you want to believe that. So to each his own. That is how I actually picture my angels as it was described. So just balls of energy. This deck is really nice. I have used this for daily pulls and, like I said, clarifications in my readings for myself. That is the Angel Oracle by Abika Waters. Okay, next, another angel deck. This is the Fallen Angel cards by Nigel Suckling. These are actually fallen angels, which means, you know, they're demons, but I call them watchers. So whenever I ask, I say, "Dear watchers." I have edged mine in black just because I think it's elegant. The images, okay, I'll show you the guidebook first. So this is the guidebook. It does provide quite a lot of information. Like in the beginning, so you'd have different spreads, and then in the beginning it explains, you know, how and where these angels were kept or were imprisoned. And the cards, it actually has 72 cards, but some of them would have the same, so it would feature their names and then a number and then the keyword, but some of them would have the same keyword. So you know, you can have a look at the guidebook if you need some reference or additional reference, because some of them really do repeat the keywords. So yeah, as you can see, it's a dark themed deck, definitely. As you can see, it's showcasing images from cemetery. It's kind of creepy, grungy, you know. And I try not to read out the names of the demons or the watchers when I do my readings, so that, you know, I don't unintentionally call them. I know that's just, I don't know, that's just what my guides are saying, kind of like, you know, I can't really say the names. I tried like this one, like danger, and I think there's another danger card here. So yeah, if you're interested to learn more about, you know, these guys, these watchers, then, you know, maybe purchase this deck. I don't sense any negative energy in it. The keywords are, you know, they're both fluffy and, oh, sorry, not fluffy. They're both good and dark. Bad. Oh, okay. They're both light and dark. There. So seduction, celebration, change and travel, history, spirit of nature, and then another danger card. So, you know, it varies. Turmoil, secrecy, persuasion, caution, upheaval, and then the images are just like, they're kind of chilling in a way, but I don't know, I enjoy this deck. I feel like, you know, if I have one badass deck in my collection, this would be it. So that is the Fallen Angel Oracle cards by Nigel Suckling. And from what I know, I think this deck was out of print before already, or was, I don't know, it was taken out of print and was just recently back. So there, I grabbed a copy as soon as I can. Next up, this is Runes for Modern Life, Ancient Divination cards for today's dilemmas. I haven't really opened this one. I got this deck from, I don't remember, maybe last year, end of last year. And to be honest, I haven't really gone through it. I remember reading about runes when I was in middle school and high school. And, you know, a friend gifted me a book about witchcraft, and I read some parts about runes. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really remember much from back then, but I think maybe it's time for me to revisit. That's why I purchased this deck. So the cards are very thick, you know, it's not going to be easy to shuffle them. So I just want to give you a quick look of the images. This is modern, and I love the art style. It's kind of like collagey. So yeah, very colorful as well, and very, very thick. I love the backing too. I think the backing is a good contrast to the colors in the front, because in the front it's just wildly vibrant and a lot of things are going on. It's quite a busy deck, but yeah. So that is the runes for Modern Life. Who created this? Sorry, this is by Camilla Perkins and Teresa Chun. So there you go. Next up, we have one of my favorites. This is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. This is by Amanda Lovelace. It came in with this very, come on, with this very nice guidebook. It's matte. It has metallic stamping over there. It's not thick at all, and it provides you straight to the point explanations or descriptions of the cards. It has suits, so you have princess, witch, and mermaids. So there you go. For the cards, they are matte. They're not too thin, not too thick. They are bordered. It has this gorgeous tiara design in the backing. It has a number there, the keyword here, or the title of the card here, and a phrase, like a key phrase for you to kind of like have an explanation. But I usually read intuitively, so based on, you know, whatever feeling I get from the cards, that is how I would read them. But of course, the keywords and the key phrases actually, you know, they do definitely help. I love the images in this deck. I love the colors. I love that it's borderless and just very, very pretty altogether. This reminds me of The Craft. The movie The Craft, the original one, the 90s one. So yeah, there you go. I love that it's also very body positive, so that's cool. It is diverse as well. So yeah, this is a lovely, lovely deck. I apologize for the dog. So this is Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. Next up is my Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. This is by Tori Hartman, and initially she created this deck as kind of like a color, or I think color wisdom oracle cards, but then she eventually changed it to chakra. So I want to show you the guidebook, because the guidebook I think is very important. It does provide a lot of information, so you have a lot of spreads here that you can use depending on the chakras. Also, I mean, it's very, very informative, and plus these are actually stories told to Tori, the creator, by her angels when she was younger, and she just wrote them down. And then eventually when she got older, she decided that, you know, maybe there's a reason why she was told these stories, and then she created this oracle deck. So I mean, you can definitely read intuitively, but it wouldn't hurt to learn the legends or the stories that's also indicated in the book. It's very interesting. So here are the cards. It's not your typical oracle deck size card. It's kind of small actually, and then it is glossy. So that's the backing. You would have different borders, of course, depending on the chakra. And I love how it's modern. Some of them are I don't know, maybe from the medieval ages. You know, you wouldn't know. It varies, like modern, and then here, oh, okay, so there's this, is that a ghost, or is that the ghost of her past? I don't know, why is she wearing that outfit? So, you know, it's kind of very, very intriguing. Look at her. So yeah, it's not a fluffy deck. You would have like workaholic, isolation, trickery, you know, facade. So there are different, really, there are different keywords in this one, so I like that it has both, and both light and dark aspects. Next up, we have the mystical Kipper. 36 Kipper fortune telling cards painted by Urban Throsh. This is by Regula Elizabeth, oh gosh, Fichter. So I just want to give you a quick look. It came in with this little white book, and it does have an explanation, like a full page explanation for each of the cards. They use the egg tempera technique with the creation of these images. Oh, I want to show you the backing. And then in the front, it has different borders, two borders actually, floral and like a colored one. The keywords would be at the bottom. It has a good mix of light and shadow keywords as well. I don't have a problem with the borders. I think it's cute. I mean, I don't mind the floral design at all. It kind of like completes the images of this deck. So that is the Mystical Kipper deck by Regula Elizabeth Fichter. Oh gosh, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I do apologize. Next up, we have the Lunasol Tarot. This is by Darren Schill and Mike Medaglia, the founders of Liminal 11. So here, okay, whoopsies. Look at that! Isn't that a very pretty packaging? I adore it so much. It came in with 2 additional cards. So we have the Wu Wei and Duality. I haven't really read up on their meanings yet, so I haven't used them yet. But I have been using this deck quite a while already, quite extensively. Oh, I want to show you the backing. There you go. It's very simple. It's not reversible, but you know, up to you. Came in with this guidebook. So the guidebook, of course, reminds me, it's hardbound. It reminds me of the guidebook of the Modern Witch Tarot, which I will show you later. This one has very colorful pages, a lot of information, so it's really nice. And then the cards. So aside from the fact that this one has really pastel colors, it's kind of like feminine. The images are modern, you know, very relatable, very pretty. I do love the cardstock as well, so there's so much to love in this deck. Look at that. I mean, I don't know which part of it makes me love it the most, if it's the color, if it's the cardstock, or if it's both. The depictions are very pretty as well, so you know, this is a very calming deck. Whenever I whip this out to do some readings, I just feel, I don't know, feel good. I feel good. That's how I feel like whenever I'm using this deck. I don't know if it's because of how smooth and amazing the cardstock is, or maybe because it's matte, or maybe because of the artwork. I don't know, or the colors, but overall this is like it is fastly becoming one of my favorite decks. So that is this the Lunasol Tarot by Liminal 11. From the same group of creators, Liminal 11, this is the Modern Witch Tarot. This one, unfortunately, doesn't have the same protective flap at the bottom of the Lunasol Tarot. But yeah, you'll learn to work with it. Oopsies. So this one has an additional card, the Everything is Fine card, which is actually the 10 of Cups. Sorry, 10 of Swords. What? It came in with this hardbound book, and then this one is just black and white, but it does provide a lot of information. So here are the cards. It is glossy and it is very, very, very thick. So you know what? That is actually quite a deterrent for me, because look, I really can't shuffle this deck. It's so difficult because of the thickness. I love the colors though, they're so vibrant, and the fact that it is glossy kind of like adds to the vibrancy of the deck, or the images. It's very diverse. I love the clothes that they have here as well. I mean, it's so realistic. People would definitely wear these clothes. Look at that. And it follows the RWS system, so I guess, you know, it's good for beginners as well if If you're a beginner, I mean, the guidebook is not necessarily like the best for a beginner, but you know, you can still learn from it, I guess. Plus, the images are just so relatable. It would be easier for, you know, beginners to kind of like connect it or connect the meanings of the cards with everyday life. So yeah, that is the Modern Witch Tarot by Lisa Sturl, by Liminal 11. Up next, I have my first ever goddess deck. This is Legendary Ladies by Anne Shen. It's a very simple deck. You pull it like this, and the cards would come out like that. I love the artwork of this deck. The guidebook is very, very simple. So you would just have like one paragraph for the meanings of each of the cards. But I don't mind at all. I mean, it's a great way to kind of like get started, learning your goddesses. Oh, the backing is very simple. It is matte, but it is quite very tall. So I mean, I can't reach it like that. So I just shuffle it. I try to shuffle it this way, but yeah, you learn to work with the cards. They're so pretty. Look at that. Reminds me of like storybook imagery. I appreciate it so much. This is one of my favorite decks. I just love looking at them. The images are gorgeous. I think the goddesses are well represented according to how they really look like, or yeah, as described in their mythos or in their mythology. So very gorgeous, lovely representation of the goddesses. So this is the Legendary Ladies Goddess deck by Anne Shen. There is actually an accompanying book for this one, but I haven't really had a chance to grab that one. So yeah, Legendary Ladies by Anne Shen. Next up is Neo Tarot by Jericho Mandibur. It is a fresh approach to self-care, healing, and empowerment. It's a very thick box or kit. It opens up like this. And you know, this one has a thick guidebook. It's 144 pages. It's very well done. If you can see, it have like nice colored paper there. The images shown are in color as well. You would have information about the planets, the themes, or like the keywords, affirmation, which is very good. And then you would have the meaning, the reverse meaning, and a part for you to kind of like practice self-care. However, the downside of this is that it is connected, or yeah, you can't really remove it from the kit, because once you do, you're going to probably rip it apart, and I don't want to do that. So I just kept it the way it is. I do remove the cards so that this one's not as heavy. Plus, it is quite an effort to kind of like open that up, open this up, and then pull out the cards. So I just keep my cards outside. So the backing is very pretty, very simple, minimalistic. It's just dark blue with white geometric lines and shapes. I edged mine in silver, and here are the images. So it follows the theme, very minimalistic. They're just wearing black and other colors, colored jumpsuits. And yeah, it has this thin border that, you know, I don't really mind at all. And then you have a white bar at the bottom to give you the title of the cards. And there is my favorite, the Chewbacca card. So yeah, that is Neo Tarot by Jericho Mandibur. Up next is my OG. This is the original Rider-Waite Tarot pack. This is by A.E. Waite, of course with Pamela Coleman Smith. If you have been reading tarot, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this text, so I'm not going to dwell. Guidebook looks like this. This is the first ever tarot deck that I had. It was a gift from my brother for my birthday in 2010. So yeah, I really cherish this deck. This is the deck that taught me how to read the tarot. I am not going to dwell on it too much because I'm pretty sure you've seen the images for this deck. So that is the original Rider-Waite Tarot pack by A.E. Waite and Pixie. This one is Affirmators, Love and Relationships. We have 50 affirmation cards. This is by Knock Knock. Open it up like this. Pull it from the bottom. It has a ribbon for you to pull out the cards. This is very thin. Very, very thin. However, the quality, I think this is laminated. So, even though it's thin, it is pretty sturdy. I guess, it snaps back. It's flexible. So I don't have a problem with this deck. This is a bonus card, but most of them would look like this. So you'd have an image there, very simple, a keyword, and an explanation, or the affirmation. So it's very, very cool. I think it's funny. I love to inject humor, especially in readings that are kind of like intense, or, it's readings that are kind of like, oof, I don't want to end it right there. So I would pull a card from this deck to kind of just like end it lightly. So that is the Affirmators, Love and Relationships by Knock Knock. Next up, we have Wisdom of the Night, Oracle cards. This is by PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. Printed by Potter Style. This is an old deck. I have actually modified mine. I'll show you later. But this is how the guidebook looks like. There you go. And the cards. Backing is just black. It has this border. It's also in the front. Now, I had to modify mine because it was really painful. I thought that I would last. I thought that, I wouldn't mind, but it came in like this, just pointy edges. And eventually I had to modify my cards because I was getting scratches, and paper cut, so it wasn't fun. So I cut it and I colored it in silver. So there you go. Nice keywords in this deck. I use it for shadow readings and love readings as well, because I do love the keywords for this one, even though I kind of like am not really that fond of the cardstock and card quality. I do like the keywords and I connect with this deck well. So yeah, that is the Wisdom of the House of Night by PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. Next up, we have the Zombie Tarot. Whoopsie. Oh, it actually looks like a box of bullets, a box of ammunition. It's a very fun deck, I guess. The guidebook is very simple. I love that it's kind of like vintage and old or stained like that. You would have keywords and the explanation of the cards. It's very funny, very humorous. And then the cards, it's like this. It's not reversible, so just have zombie, tarot, and a zombie fortune teller, I guess. And yeah, the cardstock is nice. It's sturdy, it's thick. It's not really that bendy, I guess, but it's thick. So in the front, you would have the vintage images. So this kind of like looks like an old school newspaper. There you go. The zombies, the pinup zombie. I think it's cool. I enjoy reading using this deck. It kind of like adds or injects a little bit of humor in the readings. The Three of Cups, look at that. So I guess this would be my only Halloween deck if I have any. Maybe in the future I will have others, but I do want to get the Halloween Oracle. Oh gosh, yeah, it's by Blue Angel. I forgot. Was it Alana Fairchild? I don't really remember, but yeah, that's on my list, the Halloween Oracle. But yeah, we are talking about the Zombie Tarot, so that's how it looks like. Very cute, vintage vibes. Reminds me of pinup and 1950s and 40s. So yeah, that is the Zombie Tarot. This is by, gosh, I'm sorry, who, Stacy Graham and Headcase Design. So yeah, there you go, Zombie Tarot. Next up is Ostara Tarot. Yeah, I haven't used this deck. I guess I used it maybe less than 5 times, and I'll show you why. So, it came in a very nice packaging. It came in with this pretty guidebook. It's colored, you know, you would have like a lot of meanings. You would have the keywords there, you would have the reverse meanings here. It provides a colored depiction of the cards. It's very pretty. However, once you go to the cards, you have a problem because it came in like this, so it's split into 2 halves of the deck, and the other half is actually shorter than the other half. So it is not well made at all. And I had a hard time. It was so difficult. But well, I'm gonna show you the backing first because the backing is gorgeous. However, you know, I mean, yeah, nice backing, but come on. I really had a hard time, you know, taking these cards apart. So yeah, I never really used this again. Plus, since this is a deck that's made by multiple people, I find that the images are kind of like all over the place. Like, I don't know, I'm not really a fan of it. So yeah, some are pretty, you know, the others are, I don't know, I just can't. So yeah, that's it. Maybe I think it would have been best if they just stuck to one designer. I mean, if you're into multi-artist decks, then yeah, this would be your cup of tea, I guess. But it's not my thing, so I don't like this deck. I'm sorry if it's your favorite, but mine, aside from, I guess it's okay for me to appreciate different images in a deck. Even if it's created by different artists, I wouldn't mind so long as it's made well. But this one is it's botched. It's really bad. This is by Red Feather, by the way. So yeah, it's going back in the bottom of my bookshelf. Next up is cute little Linermon, and it came in this really nice book. So this is a book about the Linermon, and you can learn very, very easily because it's very detailed. It is very, very detailed. I use this deck just for myself. The cards are here in the back. Come on, I'm just gonna pull one side. Very pretty. The gradient of the pink to blue, so very pretty. And then you would have the images. It's very cute. It's very kawaii. So yeah, I think the title is perfect because it is a cute Linermon. So I enjoy using this deck. I love shuffling this. The cards are amazing. So yeah, I do have just one Linermon deck. I want to master it first before getting new ones. And I think I got the best deck to start off with because this one by Sarah Lyons is just well made. I love her writing as well. Next we have another deck that I don't know, I'm not really that fond of. This is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True from the movie The Craft. So I do love The Craft. I do love her guidebook. It is heavy, it's hefty, it has a lot of information. It also provides information, she wrote about her life experiences and how she can relate that to the cards. And it's a good way to kind of like connect, or it's a good way to kind of like remember the meanings of the cards. So I love that she included that. However, well, this is also not colored, but that doesn't matter. I mean, that's okay. However, you know what? The cards are like, what is up? Look at the box first and foremost. It's like, why? Why? It's very poorly made. It's very flimsy. It's so thin. And, which one is it? The Affirmators, the cards for this deck are thin. They're thinner than this one. However, that one was, I don't know, it's just made with better paper, with better production. I don't know, but that one just seems a lot sturdier than this one. This one, I think, you know what? Yeah, no. I don't want to have to kind of like bash this deck because the images are lovely. The images are fantastic. You know, they do give you a lot of feelings when you look at the images. Like this one, Seven of Swords, right? He's holding the swords using his hand, so he's kind of like hurting himself as well. He's being deceptive, you know, with the fingers like this, signifying that he's lying. And then we have foxes there to, you know, sly. So, you know, a lot of elements, a lot of meanings in each of the cards. I do love the images. I just hope that they produced this deck better because, you know, I mean, the cardstock and the box and the whole production quality of this deck doesn't give it justice. And look at the backing. Why? Why? I don't understand the colors. I mean, I would have preferred if they stuck to this theme. But yeah, those are just my comments and opinions about the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. Next up, we have Everyday Tarot by Bridget Esselmont. Where's the guidebook? Oh, here. I have it here. Now, you know, this may be a small deck, but it packs a punch. Look at that. The guidebook has straightforward meaning. So you have upright, you have reversed. I love the colors. It's gold and purple. Very regal. And it's a small deck. So, you know, you can bring it with you if you want to kind of like have a companion deck all the time. It shuffles well. Also, it has this lovely, lovely matte gilding on the side. It's matte here as well. It's smooth. It just has two colors, and I don't mind at all. It kind of like reminds me. It gives off like some sort of like a Grecian theme. So it reminds me of ancient Greece, I guess. Yeah, I guess because of the grapes. I was just gonna say grapes, so there you go. I like using this deck. I had some sort of like a trouble shuffling this before because they would stick to each other, but once you shuffle and shuffle and shuffle, it'll eventually become easier. So that is the Everyday Tarot. Very pretty. Plus it's cheap. This is just, I think, $10. So yeah, I mean, go for it. So yeah, I'm not gonna struggle. This is the Everyday Tarot by Bridget Esselmont. Next up, we have the Super Awesome Future Fortune Cards. This is by Archie McPhee. So I saw this on Amazon. It was recommended and I just thought, why not? So here you go. This is the guidebook. It has the meanings there. I think it's fun. It's a fun deck. You would have a spread there as well. And then the cards, it has this really nice backing. It is thick though, so whenever I shuffle it, my hands kind of like, well, I don't know, my hands kind of like hurt a little because these are thick. But the backing is pretty. I like it. I edged mine in black. And then here are the images. Kiss up, love, the lilies, abundance, the spaceship, the rats, the broken mirror. What? The broken mirror, the snake, the secret, the wish. You know, you can use this and read off of your intuition, or you can have a look at the guidebook. I read using my intuition, so I don't mind. Look at the cats. But it's also fun to read the meaning in the guidebook. It's just super strange. So this is a fun deck, or a super awesome deck by Archie McPhee. Gosh. So yeah, that is the super awesome deck by Archie McPhee. Let me put it away from the scene. And to end this video, I have the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani. So this is like, what very beautiful. This deck is just gorgeous. I love the box. Look at the packaging. It's so compact and, you know, very gorgeous at the same time. If you can see, it has texture. And actually, where is it? I just want to pull this one out for you guys as well, since we're having a look at this one. So this is the sorry, cat hair. This is the accompanying book. You can buy it separately. I love it. It features like several different stories, folk tales, fairy tales. Look at that. And this is from all over the world. So I think it's a very good book to have if you're interested in storybooks or fairy tales. Then, you know, might as well get the book. So sorry, I struggled for a bit. So this is the deck. It opens up like this. If you don't get the book, it's fine, because you would have a very detailed guidebook as well. It's very simple here, but once you have a look in the insides, you would see that you would have all of the information that you need to proceed with the readings. It doesn't really dwell much on the story of the Lady of the Guadalupe or the fairy godmother. It does have like maybe one line in there to kind of like give a little bit of a background maybe about the characters. However, you know, you would still have the location. So maybe, you know what, if you don't have the guidebook, then maybe you can probably just Google, because you would have the information. Okay, so the fairy godmother is a French fairy tale, so you can just Google that, I guess. So you would have the upright and the reversed meanings as well. It's colored, it's very pretty, and let's have a look at the cards. Oof, it's linen. Isn't that gorgeous? It has linen cardstock. So her hair. Okay, so there you go. Ta-da! Very pretty. And then in the front, Apsara from Cambodia. There you go. The images are stunning. The colors are so vibrant and beautiful. And this deck features like a specific color, so it's kind of like turquoise. And even though it has that theme, surprisingly, they can add different colors, like this purple, like this red, and it still works. So I think that's very awesome for them to, you know, pull that off, like follow one specific color and add other colors and make it work. I think it's just really cool. So yeah, this is the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. Very gorgeous deck, and it's not that expensive too. I think it's less than $20, so I would recommend this deck. If you're looking for a new deck, go ahead and grab this one if you haven't already. That's it, we are done. If you made it this far, you are superb. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope I see you again in one of my future videos. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, or for pick a card readings, because that is what I actually do on my channel. Thank you again, and I hope you guys have a blessed day ahead. Take care, bye.